E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with game number 2 of today. Of course, if you're looking for the other Starladder matches, you can check them out on Starladder_CS_EN2. But obviously, you want to stick with us, stick with the action. Our final group, or final match of Group A, the decider for who goes top, who takes that easier spot, who gets to play maybe someone who's a little bit friendlier. Either way, we are here with Hugo once again. He's back in business, and well, are you looking forward to this one?
I'm back in business. You're back in business as well. Great meme there, but I am very much looking forward to this. This is Pride versus Epsilon, for those wondering. And we've got a very interesting map pool, Tom, some things to talk about. The first map is obviously going to be the pick of Epsilon. That's on Cobble, a map that they seem to be okay on. But the interesting one is the second map. That is Inferno. Pride picked that. And the thing is, obviously, this recently came back into the map pool. A lot of the teams have been letting it slip. Most teams haven't been picking it. But suddenly, out of nowhere, Pride, they've shown up and they've been practicing Inferno very heavily. They have some phenomenal matches so far under their belt on Inferno. For example, already 2 wins on this map so far in the league for the qualifiers. Tom, are we scared for Epsilon's life?
Well, just in general on Inferno, they've been very, very good so far. I think that's the scarier thing. I think they played it 4 times. They've won it 4 times. Against Tricked, it sort of looked like, okay, Tricked have no idea what they're doing. Like that was literally it. It was a ridiculous showing. They didn't know how to play on their CT side, and they got absolutely dominated for it. They are now out, so are XDP. Both of these teams are through, so the pressure arguably is off, but when we know what sort of teams are coming up later on, there's other teams, very tough teams in the groups as well. I think it's important for these 3 points. The only problem is, I look at Cobble and I say Epsilon will almost definitely take that. They've looked very, very strong in this map on both sides. I don't see that going any other way. Inferno, it literally just depends how much it's been practiced. And that's like, for Epsilon, I feel like they're one of the higher tier teams in these groups. I think they're probably the best of the bunch that are there. Obviously, we've got other teams coming in later. Now, the big problem I've had is even the tier 1 teams, they still try and play old like it's old Inferno. Like, okay, we'll just play here. We'll throw our little smokes down. And like, some teams got absolutely wrecked by nades coming down banana. And some teams just lost banana control instantly and then didn't really have much to hold back on. It's a different map now, and I think until we really have this in like the map pool for a little while, teams like Pride, who have sort of played it a little bit more than anyone else, can actually just pull out a win.
Yeah, that's very possible. And I'm very interested to see how this series goes as a whole as well. We're going to be jumping into the game right about now. The 9th round coming in here on Cobble, the first map. This is the sides. Fairly important, although, again, I don't think it matters too much to Epsilon, a team, as you said, that have been very proficient on Cobble. So I doubt they care too much, but I think it's still important that they obviously try and pick it up, get their favoured side. In we go. So, Tom, come on, give me your prediction for the series. What are we saying? No ifs and buts. Just give me a prediction.
I'm going to go 2 on Epsilon.
Okay. I'll spice things up. I'll go 2 on Pride. Just for the interesting aspect of it. But we are going to see Epsilon picked up that.
Wait. If you're going 2-1, because I think my 2-1's pretty obvious. I think they're going to win Inferno. What other map do you think? So you must think that they're not going to 2-0, that they're going to win Cash. You just made a random prediction. You didn't actually think about it, did you?
I can't think. Well, the thing is, I would have agreed. I would have gone 2 on Epsilon, but I think. I don't know. I think if Pride get a good footing early on, they could definitely take a cobblestone. There's a possibility, not a large one, I will admit. It's a far better map for Epsilon. But yeah, let's go with Cash. I've seen Pride on Cash. They're okay. They're nothing special. But that's just for the sake of you know, being different.
You just like to be a little bit spicy. That's
I
all
like,
it is.
I like to bring in the spice, Tom. Gordon Ramsay recommends it in almost every meal. You need to bring in the pepper, the spice.
He recommends a lot of things, though, and some of those things cannot be mentioned on the stream. So
yeah, like being an idiot sandwich. It's all good, Tom. You know, Ainsley taught me the way. I've got the Heston inside of me, not in that way, but in a different way, in a definite different way. Either way,
you're hesitating a lot. You're staring a lot. I feel like it might be the other way.
Either way, no one needs to know. We're going to be jumping into the pistol round here between Pride and Epsilon. I'm going to call Pride to win this in two maps to one, to pick up Cash and Inferno. I think Epsilon's clear cut going to take Cobble. But let's see how this one goes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, here to the Starladder I-League Season 3 qualifiers.
Tom, you missed out the word Star Series. You've ruined it now. Starladder I-League, Star Series. No, you have to say Star Series as well.
Well, I'm reading off the title of the stream.
All the sponsors are crying.
I'm reading the title of the stream that actually says Starladder I-League.
I'm going to be honest, like Machine, like calling out the score, I have said that about 400 times. If I'm wrong, I'm probably going to kill myself.
Earlier, you said Season 2 at the start of the stream, and I was like, oh, Tom, you made a little mistake there.
I'm still living in the past.
I've been selling out enough to EGB. I think they're happy with my way. If I get land, I'm going to be selling out so goddamn hard. Welcome everyone to the pistol round. Tom, take it away.
Yeah, early on it is relatively passive at the moment from the Epsilon side. We're seeing a few peeks come out from Freddy and Calais as well, just going to go over towards long. He has spotted a couple of players playing relatively far back. Morel's obviously deciding to put a 9 in his name. Don't really know why, but I'm just going to accept that. Obviously, seeing this team so far, Maniz has looked like the star, but he's going to have his work cut out. His opposing Orpa Draken was absolutely styling in some of the games we've seen. Some incredible, just ridiculous plays. I think he got a 4K with a finishing and a no-scope in the last second of the round yesterday, so I'm looking forward to a little bit more like that. But at the moment, we're not really seeing too much. The gathering up of the Ts will come over towards drop down, and now they're just going to go rushing in. The CT's just waiting towards the sites. They haven't isolated Plat, however.
Oh, okay. Rez just taps onto Luz. Quick kill there. We see Reed's actually pushing into the A site, and this is what I feared of. They don't have to split up towards A, but with such a clear connector, why wouldn't they commit to the site? Reed takes the first kill. Now they're going to continue to push, but there's still two more in position. Draken and Kali. Bomb goes down towards default, but still there are enough players to retake this one. Draken dinked. It's a bit of damage off into the way of Epsilon, but Freddy, he gets himself another frag. This is going well so far for Epsilon on the retake. They've got the man advantage. Nice shot from Draken. Takes himself another kill. Rez pushing around the back of the truck. Going to run out of ammo there, but he's still tapping away. Exus so low. He drops him eventually, and Reed's alone. Surely he's going to be overwhelmed. This will be the pistol round for Epsilon. Eventually, Rez just gets him in the end. And the pistol round going the way of the Swedes. The poles just fall short, but the bomb down, so Fire will be coming out in just another round.
Yeah, not too bad of a round. It looked like they actually had a very good opportunity. The only problem is they got surrounded very, very quickly. And, well, after that, it was just done and dusted. It was quite a weird setup, though. I understand it by Epsilon. Obviously, getting very close with the Glock. Sometimes you end up spamming with those USPs. But I still think it was a bit weird just to completely leave that mid position.
It was weird, but in a way, it was also good because, right, you usually see a triple stack on B, right? But they went for the triple stack on A, and I think because we saw Pride, okay, Glocks are sick. Yeah, because Pride got into the connector and there was no confrontation from Epsilon, they were like, I know we don't have a split, but should we just run into the A site? Right, it's free, you know? They've got no one in connector. Surely they're just going for a 3-2 setup towards B. And Epsilon really kind of mind gamed them, if you want to look at it that way, in the sense that they went for the triple stack on A and Pride walked right into it. So in a way, I don't know if it's purpose or not, but Epsilon actually had a really good setup to force Pride into that position. Although it is really coming down to luck, because Pride could have just rushed B plat right straight away. It's a real guess of a game.
This round, at least, they have managed to retrieve the scout from the hands of Draken, who went down very, very early on. So far, it is looking like they're getting cleaned up a little bit now. A little bit of a fake going over towards that B site, shut down very quickly. And Barber didn't manage to achieve much in the pistol round, but he will clean things up, make himself a nice bit of money as well, $1,800 of that UMP. But now the buy comes in, and straight away we can see Mr. Draken with his AWP dropped, courtesy of Barber.
The hot shot for Epsilon here. Pride aren't going to be on their own up. They've just got the full rifles for the time being. Reach hasn't even got head armor there. Just succumbing that to go get himself another nade to play with. He's got a Molotov, the only member of the team with that, and we are going to be seeing him setting up towards the B site alone. That Molotov could be good for drop down if he wants to position it towards there, but the rest of Pride, they are just holding on to A, and I like the early aggression for Epsilon. Support from Cali with Draken going for the AWP peak. Nothing will be found, but he does sit over towards the Matrix instead, just to see if anyone from Pride is going to push up. This is a bit of a bait and switch play here. Draken taking the fight over towards long. Cali could trade if he goes down or at least take the attention away. And now we see the push into lower. Luz gets legged. Doesn't matter. Maniz takes a kill. And Pride, they assert their dominance up towards the A side. Cali as well. He just drops as soon as Maniz catches that rotation. And straight off the bat, Pride with a great advantage.
Yeah, really nice couple of entries coming in there from Maniz and Walt. He's going to leave it down into a 5 versus 2. The remaining players don't really look like they've got too much to challenge going into this one. Obviously, it is somewhat a bonus round, but dropping that AWP sort of ruined that, and with the loss of Rez, I'm not even sure how valuable a buy into the next round will even be. They've got a couple of players, obviously adding 1,400 on, they'll be around that 4 grand mark, but then there's 2 players with next to nothing, obviously Draken being dropped that AWP, and then Barber, the one who actually had to drop it. So this is already a very good start for Pride to get back onto the board. Freddy does actually have a kit and a couple of nades to keep into the next round. Will go looking maybe to try and find himself a rifle. Obviously his teammate did go down relatively close to this position. He's just going to go ducking around to see if he can find that rifle, and will be able to do just that.
Round there on the board for Pride. Obviously their first one picked up. Epsilon keeping only 1 rifle means a buy is going to be possible, but not probable. I mean, they could get 3 out of this realistically. I mean, Rez can get FAMAS. We can see 2 M4s as well as a drop. So yeah, 3 M4s realistic. And well, they're taking their time with this, but yeah, 3 M4s are out. FAMAS, CZ on Barbar. Not too much of a disappointment there from him. And we are going to be seeing the buy come out from Epsilon. So a useful amount of utility as well to work with from a couple of other players. It's not a complete, you know, quasi or a force. You know, they've got a fairly decent buy ahead of them. So Pride obviously going to be far more well equipped to that open Maniz. But let's see what Epsilon can do with this one. Pride asserting right up towards long. Again, they got 3 players in position. Maniz just holding the door for any CT aggression. Nothing will be coming through. Epsilon playing a risk game with a AAA play. They've got the boost on Calais as well, but it actually seems to be the right read as these players, they're pushing all the way up long. Maniz as well, probing out through middle. This is going to be the perfect setup from Epsilon to deal with this push from Pride.
Yeah, I am a fan of this boost. Maniz will go for the peak and actually gets away unharmed. Not quite going to be traded out. The push in the meantime comes in from long, but they take a lot of damage just trying to get through. However, they still have that man advantage for now. Kelly in a decent position to try and stop anybody pushing past the wood. Ultimately, it's that flank coming from behind, and Morels will actually push him. Barber going to go down as well as he gets both, and cleaning things up at the moment. A couple of trades will come in, but now it's Freddy alone. And actually, the lower HP players have already fallen. It's only Luz to have any sort of tag, and the trading game has worked wonderfully for Pride.
Yeah, great stuff on the board so far. Freddy's trying to look for something. He has got a kit to work with, so it's actually a double round. They think he's saving. Look, Luz is already running away. Freddy, he's just sitting in the site. This could be perfect. He's going to try and cross. Reese isn't holding the angle either, but he walks into it. There's a free kill. Now Luz has got a double back. He needs to move towards the site because, of course, Freddy, he's only 1 kill away from getting a defuse. The bomb, it's planted towards an open position, so Luz is still going to be in position to do this one. Freddy pushes up. Another kill from him. He could jump on the bomb, but Luz, again, has his AWP. He's ready. He takes the kill. Nice shot from him. Freddy does tag him a little bit, but it's going to be the round to Pride. That could have been scary.
He actually hits him. 1 more bullet and he's dead. So
yeah,
very important that he hits that shot first time. Did go a little bit early to collect that AWP, expecting it to be done. Now that will be a nice bit of damage done at least. But the problem is that was a full force, full investment in for the CT side, and it does mean that now they're going to have to eco. So Pride will, or should, get themselves a 3rd round on the board, and after losing the pistol, this definitely isn't a bad position to be in whatsoever.
Not at all. Deagle on Freddy. Rest of them not investing a single dollar into this round. Flashbang as well, and that's going to set these players up towards long. You can see Rez and Draken ready to wait for this peak. With the USP and P2K, they're actually going to double up towards stairs. The flash goes over, now the peak comes in. There we go, information play. Nothing has been found though. And Maniz on the other side of the map, he's already opening things up, takes down Cali over towards mid. So good start here for Pride, but again, with Epsilon heavy stacking this B site, it's going to be a free site to take for Pride. They are not going to have any congestion when getting themselves onto this, and they've already realized that smoke goes out towards the doors. They're going to be able to push themselves very deep into the post plants as well, and the bomb will be going down. So Epsilon, nothing to save apart from a deagle. I don't see them holding on to these guns. They've got to chase. They've got to try and get some exits. Maybe force Pride to go down with the bomb. That would be the best way of taking rifles off of these T's. And already, Reitz on the flank, going to go down, but he only gets 1 kill for his name. So I've got a weapon to save. It's the most important.
Yeah, this should just be Barber running for the hills at this point in time. They will get themselves 2-400 into the next, but that's not going to be enough for them to get an AWP into the hands of Draken, so he'll be reduced down to a rifle or an UMP if he wants to get himself all that extra utility. Now, a little bit worried at the moment for Epsilon because I'm seeing Pride do the sort of Virtus Pro strategy of, okay, we found a hole in the A site, let's just keep exploiting it until someone stops us. And so far, they haven't even come close. It's been the isolation of Draken almost every single round, hasn't had any impact thus far with 1 kill on the board. And I think his fellow teammate on that site is actually Calais, so the fact that both of those players are yet to really frag is actually quite scary. Either way, though, very early on, this is only going to be, what, their second buy on the board. It doesn't have an AWP as said, and doesn't have any incendiaries either. 1 kit at least will be picked up for Rez, and this time, looking like Pride may switch things up. Barber, what was that smoke?
We've been seeing some interesting smokes today, Tom. Yeah, especially from Big on Mirage. They had their fair share, but either way, Barbar rotating back in towards the A site. This is off 0 information either. That's the thing I'm surprised. Epsilon have 2 players fairly pushed up, mainly default positions, but they haven't sighted a single Pride member. And straight off the bat, Barbar's going to rotate. And the thing is, yes, it makes a bit of sense. And in fact, they want to be unpredictable and a surprise Pride, but he has no information. That rotation is a bit too early. And now we're going to see these Pride players starting to push down into drop down. Morels? He was spraying to cover up the footsteps of his teammates over in drop, trying to clear the electrical box.
So weird.
Yeah, he's just holding the trigger, allowing his teammates to make lots of running noises so they can peek into electrical box, and Epsilon won't be any the wiser. Well, apparently they were.
They might be now after he's just thrown a Molotov through the window.
Tom's ruining dreams.
We have seen the first kill come in. Rez is going to be over towards this plat. Now, he needs a little bit of support, but Freddy is just playing that sort of bait role. If Rez goes down, he'll be ready to peek out, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Now, he's just going to sit here. Morels actually gets taken another one. Will they check this angle? That's the big thing. It doesn't look like it. This should be 2 free kills for Freddy. The flash comes in, and he will clean things up. This is actually something that I want to talk about. Epsilon, one of their big things that they like to do on maps like this is go for gambles. Now, we saw this quite a lot yesterday in all of the matches that they were doing, where they just send someone a little bit early and try and predict where the other team are going. Now, I think this worked very, very well on Overpass, where they just seem to know, like every time they seem to have the correct read. The problem is, if it doesn't work, as we've already seen a couple of times in this match, they can get caught out.
Yeah, like that rotation from Barbar, it's just a really risky play. I mean, it works out at the end of the day for Epsilon, but still, bit of aggression from Pride this round. Already Morels down in that drop down, making a lot of noise. They should be able to know he's exactly in this position. They will. They're going to flash him already. Players trying to split into the net. We can see Reitz. He's looking like he wants to push out. There's Callie rotating in. They've got a lot of defense. Looking to connect to 2 players, Barbar and Callie, ready for this push. You've got to be worried if you're Pride right now, because you don't know any of the positions of Epsilon. They have 1 player up towards A, and that is literally it. Really relinquishing the players on that site, and Callie already spotted towards Reitz, probing the drop down, but the bomb is rotated back towards A, and Pride, they're taking the attention away from the real focus that Epsilon should have, and that is the A site. That is these players pushing up and towards middle. Callie still focusing on Reitz. Eventually Draken's going to make his mark. He gets himself 1 kill, sprays down 2. Eventually the trade though from exit, and Reitz entry into connector. That's going to allow him to split into the A site, especially with headshots like that, but Freddie B and Callie going to at least get a kill each. Now it's all on Morals. The bomb's dropped towards.
Yeah, the big thing is Calais finding that bomb. That's the big thing. He's going to be able to rotate around. Is calling in his teammate Freddy actually on a rotation back to hold a similar angle. Now, it should be heard, all the footsteps he's making. Morels should actually be able to get this bomb. The problem is, Callie's position is actually very smart. He's going to go back towards long. If he can get to wood, he should be absolutely safe. And, well, now he's going to peek out, and that'll be the end of that round.
That was so unfortunate. He spotted a shadow of Morels jumping up towards a tree. If he was 1 second slower, Morels being, he wouldn't have seen that. So unfortunate, but good round for Epsilon there. I like the setup from Pride though. They do try and bring away the distraction by putting those players down in the drop down and eventually hoping they can split them through like Reitz attempted with that double kill. But unfortunately for them, it's going to fall apart. Draken goes big and clean round. So now buy coming out again for Pride. They've invested everything they have into this one. They've got 2 Tech 9s though. No way WP as well on minis. Draken set up towards long this time with the UOP. Not quite the AWP he's hoping for, but it's enough to get the job done at such a close range. We know what these guns are like. The players are going to start to push up. It's Kali taking the bait. They'll spot him. He'll take a pot shot. He'll drop back. And then Draken, he'll mop up the kills. Although that being said, Kali's already backed off towards middle. And now Draken, he looks like he's being flashed out in towards the mid area. And he's fully blinded. He could have worked with that.
They're pushing down the stairs as well. Goodbye, Draken. Completely isolated there. It was sort of one of those positions he did need quite a bit of support from, and now Kelly's got to try and trade this back. It's going to be holding over towards long, but the timing gets the better of him. Looks away, and now the remaining players have to question whether this is actually worth going for. There's already 4 players over on that A site. They are all isolated by drop, and I feel like unless somebody hits a bit of a lucky spam through, they shouldn't be challenging this one at all.
Yeah, that setup from Epsilon at the start of the round was great, but Kali rotating back in, I don't really understand, right? They have the bait and switch setup. Kali peeking up towards long, he can take a shot, drop off, and allow Draken to either focus on middle, and with the information that there are players behind him, or push up and take the players down from stairs. And then when I saw Kali rotate and flash through mid, I was like, okay, cool, Draken's going to push out into mid and take him an advantage. But nothing even happened. He got flashed, it worked perfectly, it blinded whoever was there, and he didn't work off it. So really weird round there. Epsilon just playing it far too off, and Pride are going to make it work. I mean, you said it yourself, they like these gambles on Cobble. They've been doing them. It's not exactly been working out though. 4-4 here for Pride. Equal scoreline. And Epsilon, obviously, saving 3 weapons is going to mean they can at least drop into this one, so they'll be able to get under the buy-up. But again, utility is going to be limited.
Yeah, very backwards and forwards so far. Now, obviously, we expect Epsilon to do a little bit better on their T side. I think a lot of teams are better on their T side of this map. It takes a lot of work and dedication to get this CT side down, and there are a few teams that haven't quite mastered it yet. But we have seen them get quite a few high round scores so far. Kali actually going to start things off as well. They've gone very aggressive over towards this A site, taking so much map control. The problem is, they've actually got 1 person on B, and even he's not really on B.
Retake on B, not the usual strategy, as Exus is going to pile a bullet into the head of Barbar straight away. Pride now have this control. They haven't realised it yet, but Rez, coming in from the flank, going to get taken down. Draken trades as he pushes back into the drop. And Epsilon, they are going to be attempting to make their way back into this. I don't want to see a save. They've got a 3v3, they've got a kit, or 2. And a bit of utility. There's no real reason to save her unless they can't get a kill earlier or they lose a man fast. They've got Kali who can even push up towards a long plateau. This is a perfect scenario for a retake. The issue is Pride are very aggressive, and that's going to maybe yield these guys some frags early on. Freddy V pushing in through the door. There we go. There's the frag from Reitz. Takes him down straight away. Now it's Kali. He has to go big. He has to trade things out. Luz needs to go down. They're just running out of time. The seconds ticking away. The clock is so low. Reitz not able to get connected as Draken. He goes down as well. And Kali, he's got to throw in the towel. Got to back off here. Allow Pride to pick up a 5th round here on this T side. And Epsilon just taking that one far too slow.
Yeah, I think they were waiting for some sort of mistake to come in. Also, the smoke to fade over towards the door, which just didn't really happen. Well, it took its time, at least. And now you look over at this CT side economy. I don't think there's too much point investing a whole lot into this. Oh, I'm surprised. How did they get an AWP on the board?
Draken. He's been playing with a UMP, so he's been spending less money on his buys, I guess, is the only justification. Or did someone else drop that?
No, I think it was...
No, that's
Kali dropped
Kali.
it. Okay.
Oh, because he saved a gun, so he was able to drop an AWP because he had a bit more money.
That is a risky play to make, especially considering Draken has actually had most of his kills with the rifle so far. Don't think he's done anything, but there we go. Rez is actually going to manage to get one with that Mag 7. And not a bad start overall. We did see X7 using the mag quite a lot the other day. I think he used it in about 10 rounds and managed to get 3 kills of the whole half. So, not always the best weapon to pick up. Pot flash will come in. Actually gets Barber and not Reitz. So, not the best so far. There's still a good opportunity for the T's to get this and turn this one around. Aggressive push from Barber though. Reitz is down and out, and you can already see Kali's position. You could tell he's got that temptation to push forward. I wouldn't really recommend it at this point, but after the spot comes in over towards long, they have to know there's at least 2, and you'll see him start to make his move.
Yeah, there we go. They lose a man. Now he knows he needs to react, clear out this information, get it passed over to his team. And you can see instantly now Draken's rotated back towards the B site. They know this push is coming underway. And so having a triple stack here is going to be the perfect remedy. Pride entering up is going to be Barbar to take the first phase, takes down Maniz. Luz playing close as well, but Barbar's not done yet. 2 for him. Freddy goes down. But Luz, 30 seconds left. The bomb's dropped in the open area as well. And there's still Barbar alive. He's already on a 3K. He's looking for a little bit more. Luz gonna get sprayed down from behind. Callie with a nice flank there. I like that though. He holds passive when they have a 5 versus 3. No need to push. They've got everything they need. They got the double man advantage. They lose a man. Rez gets taken down, and then you see him react. Then you see him push up towards long because he goes, okay, I don't want to throw this round away because we're playing so passive. So let's get some more information now that we lost a man. Okay, so he gets aggressive, gets that information, gets a flank kill, and allows his teammates to rotate back in. Good round from Epsilon.
Yeah, and I like as well that it was the spot that kept... Once 2 players were spotted over towards Plat, the likelihood is there's maximum 1 over towards the safe side, and even then, it's even less likely. So more playing the odds rather than just going, hey, let's just go aggressive because I can, I suppose. Either way, it is a buy still on the board for this T side. A little bit better from the CTs, but you have to remember both teams' economy is still on the brink. Whoever wins this round is likely to take a 2-round lead as well. Now, you can already see, this is sort of the problem. They're holding over towards this long position, but there's nobody towards mid. Now, they can just play this sort of retake position and hold from behind, but the problem is they're getting pincered all at once, and Draken again gets absolutely nothing done. Barber will be able to trade 1 back, but that is literally it. Morel's holding a nice little angle, will spray down another. This A-site hold looking very, very weak at this point in the game. And I think the only round they've actually won on it was either the pistol or the round where we see a double spray down from Draken.
See, the thing is, again, you say Draken gets nothing done, but in that position, I can barely blame him, right? The setup from Epsilon was too long. They give up mid control so early on in the round. Understandably, that's a typical early setup. We like to see the bait play as well, but they weren't even going for the bait play. They were just sitting 2 up towards that long corner, towards the plywood. And Draken posts up with the orb. They have to watch both mid there and up in towards Matrix and in up towards long. It's just I don't know why you would put 2 players there. You have so little information to play off, and the only time you know that Pride are attacking is when they're already up the ramp. So it's just, so many times we see, especially in your 2v1s, a player managing to flank all the way up into the A site and splitting through connector through ramp. You can't afford to give ramp control to the Ts. That is something so easily exploited, and it happens so often as well because people think, it's not important. No one's going to just walk into ramp, right? It happens all the time, and it does again. So Pride 6-5 now. Epsilon, not much money.
Yeah, they are going to have to force. Don't have much of a loss bonus behind them, so it wasn't really worth saving. And Maniz is already going to start things off with the bang of Freddy's head. And again, they're going to go pushing back towards this A side. There's only 1 man here. It's going to be Draken playing up close. If he can catch Morels, at least then he could try and get himself a rifle. Hot Flash comes in. He still manages to win the duel. Now, will there be a quick trade? Yes, there will. Reetz on his tail. And that will just leave 2 players left. Neither of them over towards this A site. Maniz still just doing work alone at the moment. Not at the top of the board, but, well, to be honest, it's fairly even distribution of frags over on this T side. Calais will be able to take 1 down. Now, if he can get away with a rifle, that would be absolutely wonderful. But it's still only going to be the 1 weapon going into the next round, and I don't think he's going to get away with this. Excess pushes in, finishes him off, and another round on the board for Pride, with money still an issue for Epsilon.
Tom, what is happening here for Epsilon? This is a great map for them. Can't take it away from Pride. Obviously, they're okay on cobblestone, but it's always been a kind of average map here for the Polish guys. It's never been their dominating map like it has for Epsilon. One of their 2 at least. And this is a real surprise to see. And Epsilon now on an eco, that should grant 8 rounds to Pride. And we're not even done with a half. An 8-round T-side is great, but we could even be seeing potentially 9 or 10 rounds this half. And that would just be disgusting if we saw about 8 right now. But either way, taking the fight very fast. Maniz dropping down into said drop down, taking down Rez and Barber. He knows where the 3rd is as well, but he gets dinged up. Glock, going to be enough to get the job done. 3 kills so far. Freddy goes down. Callie and Draken. Deagle's out.
Yeah, but again, not really too near the action. Morels will be able to finish off 1 more. And will get taken down in the end, but it's not really going to pay too much. An extra $300 for Draken, I suppose, and it could mean that he gets the AWP into the next round, so that's something at least. But yeah, I do think that, at the moment at least, Pride have just found a weakness and have decided to exploit it. Pretty much the smartest way you can go about things. This A site has not been very good position at all for Epsilon. Normally we see Draken just holding it down. Yes, I suppose he doesn't normally do it alone, but it is a lot of the time just reliant on his AWP. You see many teams do this. I've used Snacks as an example already today. I'll use him again. He is very, very good at just holding down this A site. He knows when to fall back. He knows when to play passive. He knows that sometimes you don't need to go aggressive. Even just staying back towards the site and being a pain can actually be worthwhile for your team. But it seems like no matter what the position, Draken is going down very early on. At least he hasn't lost his confidence, so he's still going to be taking this peek over towards mid.
And drop down boost early on for Freddy. He's going to get caught straight out. Luz holding the angle, going to get the better of that engagement. And Pride just gifted amount of advantage. I see why Epsilon did it. If you look at their utility, it's limited. They know they can't hold these guys off for long, so they need to do something aggressive to catch them off guard. But it's not going to go their way this time. At least Draken and Rez trade things out, though. Back in their advantage. Kali gets tagged up in the process. Pride, I think they're going to work off that early damage onto Kali. They're going to rotate back in towards the A site. And expecting in a 2-2, for this to likely, expecting in a 4-on-3, sorry, this is likely going to be a 2-2 as well. So it's not like a specific site they can hit knowing they'll have a better advantage. Either way, Draken denying another one entry into the site. And yeah, this is perfect. Oh, even the tag. Exus is so low. It doesn't matter. It's not the kill. He's done enough jobs, enough damage to make Exus just back off it. Surely there's no way he can even commit to this round anymore. I mean, they got so much cash, right? They can't even save. It'd just be a waste of a round. They may as well commit to something. But what can they get done?
Well, that's a start. We will see Maniz get the kill on Takali. He actually started this round with a Mac 10, so at least he's managed to get a rifle back. Even takes down Rez as well. Now, even if they don't lose this round, the thing is, it's just going to be costly buying back in. The CT side do not have the plethora of cash that we see for the CTs. Exus. Oh, no. This is insult to injury, and they're not going to get that ult back.
Yep, no time for Barber to grab it. Sexton AK instead, and yeah, it's just money screwed now for Epsilon. Despite winning the round, they saved one player. And despite Barber dropping a rifle over, still not enough to play with. They don't have a great buy into this last round of the half. And Pride, look at them, they're sitting happy. They don't care they lost out in the other round. They know they've still got a very, very formidable buy here, not sparing any expense. They've even got the pistols in top. They're just going all out, balls to the wall. Epsilon, WMP, Mag 7, yes, definitely viable weapons, but I'm sure they prefer that AWP on Draken, sorry, and the rifles as well to follow. But good start. Freddy B takes down Minis over on long. Oh! Okay.
Straight through the smoke. Pre-fires the corner. That's going to be the start that they needed into this round. Freddy going to be up close and personal. Luz still in the angle. He's actually going to hit more onto Morels. Go for the Molotov and actually force Luz to actually make his position going to work out. And actually, Freddy's going to go down. He will take another with him. A lot of damage being done. Reitz has just managed to get himself a double onto the site. But look at where the bomb is. Kali perfectly positions. There's so many weapons for him to actually pick up. He's going to try and get something here. And it's down to Reitz to try and save this round for his team. He's already got 2. He only needs 1 more.
Reitz has got all the time in the world, though. No rush. Flash going over. He might peek with this one, but it won't do a thing. Kali's just playing the bait role. The bomb's so open as well. It's so hard for Reitz to pick up. He can't just kind of jiggle, peek it, and grab it. He has to fully commit to this fight. Molotov for the job, and that's going to be perfect for Kali. Repositioning here, not taking the fight. Oh, no, he does. Why would you do that, Kali? He goes down to Reitz. That's such an advantageous position for Reitz. He has half of his body covered up. He can bait back and forth between the box, and Kali just fully exposes himself in that angle to commit to the fight. He did expect the molly, maybe, which makes a lot of sense, but even so, he could have hidden back in the halls. Will be the round for Pride, 9-6. And Tom, I've got to say, that is a dominating half here for the Polish.
The interesting thing is, I think, obviously, it's 6 rounds. It's not actually that bad, but I think it's kind. I don't think Epsilon even really deserved that many rounds. A few individual plays, some very close scenarios, and throwing away some advantageous positions. They were in a 5v3 in this round. The round that they won previously, just before this, they were in, what, a 4 versus 2? It comes down to a 1v1. It's just not looking good for them at all. And Pride, well, every single member of their team is awake at the moment. Everyone seems to be performing. And going into a CT side, that could be very useful. It does have to be said, though, if you look at the other side of things, there doesn't seem to be anybody slacking too much. I think we just expect a lot more from some of these players.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just see how this pistol goes before we make any early assumptions, right? Because assuming Epsilon pick up the pistol, they get 3 rounds. They get to 9-9. Some
same as the big game earlier.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we kind of called big out and said they were gone in the first map, and they brought it back. So let's see how their T-side go.
Well.
Yeah, same. Yeah. If only that was on cobblestone as well. But either way, aggression early on for Pride. That's not the way you want to kick it off if you're Epsilon. Morels, he gets the first kill. Callie looking for more over towards the A site. Going to be tapping away, but it's just Luz to play passive. Doesn't receive a point of damage. And look at this aggression here from Pride. They push 2 players up towards long. The bomb, it's in position here. Barbar has to run away. He's going to drop into B. Oh my god, what is even happening? These players back off of long. Reitz doesn't even realise the Barbar's dropped. He gets a wallbang anyway. That's why the P250's got on the pistol round. Reitz goes down. What is happening from this round? Epsilon, are they going A? Are they going B? I don't think they even know. Trying to split back in through the connector. We've got another player joining. Rez on that entry. There we go. Now they're committing. Oh, Barbar, another wallbang headshot. Takes down Morals. Luz trades, but Epsilon, they've got B.
Yeah, I genuinely have no idea how they've managed this, but they do have the man advantage for a matter of seconds. Rez will again trade, and now Maniz, well, I've already highlighted him as the star of this team. This would be incredible. But coming up against Barber with this P250 and Rez with the I was going to say P2000. He doesn't have that. He's got himself a USP. But either way, it is going to be the pistol round. Both teams actually doing very similar rounds, taking over that sort of mid-connector control, isolating themselves around the pillar, and then, well, both times Epsilon came out on top. Both pistols won. Now let's see if they can convert.
That was just more so a reaction round for Barbar to seeing that push up towards long. Instead of taking the fight, he took the initiative to drop into B, get that control over towards the connector, trying to split towards A, and then they backed off after Rez got that pick over towards the site. Committed to B. Pistols out here for Pride. UMP could be interesting for Luz, but he is on the other side of the map at the moment. Actually, sorry, he's over on A. This is going to be the perfect position, but he is alone, so they're going to try and overwhelm him here. He's playing a close angle, but again, I don't see him getting more than 1, maybe even 2 frags here. Epsilon, they're going to start to probe for information. Luz is just holding passive. He's got 2 angles to watch. That's the issue. With no teammates rotated in after that pick from Pride, from Epsilon onto Pride. There we go. We got there in the end. This triple B play is going to be the wrong call to make. So all onto Luz here to go big.
Should have heard some movement as well. I'm surprised that no one has rotated yet. Now they definitely will. Smokes have just been thrown in. He's going to be left alone and achieves absolutely nothing. Of course, it's not really expecting him to spray down 3 players, but it would have been nice. Morels will be able to catch one out. That should at least be something for him to pick up, but being the lurk player, I'd hope it wasn't anything too fruitful. We're going to see CT side just looking to save their remaining weapons, and in fact, whatever it was, it doesn't seem like they found it.
Doesn't seem to be the case. Barbar, he's hungry. He hasn't had his dinner tonight, and he's going to get it. Like a shark, sneaks in. Like a fish, misses the target. Not sure where that one was. That makes absolutely no sense.
He sneaks in like a fish.
He sneaks in like a shark. And misses the target like a fish. Tom, come on. Don't you know sharks sneak in and fish miss their targets? Not going to be able to get his shrimp for today. It's Morals to fall down. X's holds onto the UMP. And Epsilon, another round on the board.
Hugo sneaks in like a fish, Byron.
A shark, Tom.
Oh god, that was so bad. Either way,
not sure.
We've got Exus still with the UMP and some armor. Going to be trying to make himself a little bit of extra money going into this one. Of course, the 3 SMGs still on the other side of things, so there is still some potential. Drop the 5.7 over towards Reitz as well. But so far, it's not looking so good. Reitz will be able to get one, expecting another player to jump in, but it's just going to be this A play coming in at the moment. They've picked up a second UMP. Morels quite able to connect, but does get himself a kill in the end. Still only these SMGs that they're cleaning up at the moment. Gonna wait. See if anything can be done by Exus. He gets the first. Last 2 players both have AKs, so if either of them are dropped, this is a very costly round. He's already got himself 1 kill with this UMP, which is an extra $600 going into this round. Spots out Freddy, but the range will not work out for him.
Equal scoreline, Tom. This is what we said after the first half. Despite Epsilon only getting 6 rounds on their CT side, we're now on equal footing. So, very good chance Epsilon could bring this back. In fact, I'm almost thinking they may, because they are the one who, picked Cobble. They surely have some T-side strats. We know what they're like. Their CT side was just very choppy. A lot of, missed calls, bad rotations, and weird setups on A that Pride exploited very well. So, now that we switched to the T side, I've got a lot more confidence here in the Swedes. And, well, the one lonely Norwegian. But Pride, Their buys coming in. They've not got a huge amount of utility or kits for that matter. Just excess on the kit. As we see Epsilon already slowly aggressing up towards his A site. Flash going to be set up here. Potentially going to be trying to push in. Draken trying to do the fallen wallbang now to the cubby. No one's in position. I'm going to see if that landed actually. I want to see if he actually got anywhere over towards that cubby hole with the wallbang. No, didn't seem to be.
Going to see a couple of T's making their way out through long. Miniz is going to get flashed up. He is now trapped in the corner. He's got Luz pushing in. That smoke is not going to cover him at all, but maybe Luz can save his life. That's all he's really hoping for. Doesn't seem like it. Freddy and Draken combine. And that's going to leave the A site all in the hands of Reitz, who's rotated in. And with the smoke falling down, he'll have to fade back away. Now, Calais, he could be in a prime position to catch some CTs as they try to escape with their lives.
Yeah, but that's at most, really. Doesn't seem like he's getting too aggressive on this one. Just kind of holding out the back of B halls, waiting for Pride to walk into his. What's that? But again, Pride, they need 3 rifles at a very minimum, right? They can't buy up again without 3 rifles because they got no cash in the reserves. The lost bonus not going to be built up. They just need to drop some guns over. And right now we can just see that Callie, he's looking hungry. Tom, he's hungry like a shark. They are going to be walking into the B site. Access towards the back of Plat. Reitz as well, playing combo with him. And Morales, he's going to be on the statue. Spots out the first player. Barbar making his presence known. Reitz gets the first kill, though they need to carry on. They can't afford to lose a man here. Exus doesn't need to peek. Please don't peek, Exus. Reitz gets himself 2, and that's all. Perfect from Pride. Not getting too aggressive, not getting too big for their boots, and they keep 3 rifles. We're also ticking down 2 off Epsilon.
Now, this is the interesting buy for me. Barber, Mac 10. Now, you know they've saved 3, and you know that means they could drop 2 just by how many rounds there are. They get 2,900. You know they're dropping something. Is this really the time to pull in a Mac 10? Like, I like the confidence. There's a couple of players, or 3 players, in fact, without any head armor. But I just feel like this is a little bit unnecessary. We got 1 round lead.
Yeah. Let's see though. Barbar pushed up. Matrix. Mac 10. Gonna work out. Miniz goes down.
That was the player with head armor.
There we go. Makes no sense. Doesn't matter, Tom. Doesn't matter. Sick frag. We have a 5-on-4 now. Yeah. This is smokes of the day today, Tom. Freddy gets another entry. That smoke, the failed smoke allows Reitz to push out, which gives Epsilon a kill. So it's all tactical. It's all planned. 1 player up towards A long, that's Luz, but I don't think he's even going to be recommitting back into the site. Probably just holding onto his gun here. Morales is very close to losing his life as well in the B doors. Callie, again, like a shark, going to be hungry.
God's sake.
He's like a fish as well, Tom. Not sure why, but I'm sure he's got fins or something, or scales.
Okay.
Not sure.
Cool. I would have said, like, considering something to do with Eagle, considering that's what their logo is, but that's fine too. Calais looking to try and catch Morels on the exit. They don't want to leave them saving into this next round. Obviously, only 2 of them, but even still, with the 3,400 loss bonus coming in, they could drop a couple of rifles and still continue to buy, or just get some pistols on the board and wait for that AWP in the next round. However, it is going to be a couple of trades. Morel's still doing a nice amount of damage. You're just going to see Draken looking for this hunt. Not going to find anything as of yet. And, well, Freddy's not going to get there either. So it will be a save, at least for Morels. I'm intrigued to see if they'll actually buy up on this one, because if a couple of people drop head armor, they can get some rifles on the board. Actually, Morels is going to drop an AWP.
Yeah, Mini's back on that. Obviously a very effective player, but right now they need everything they can get. They need to pick up this buy round, otherwise we are going to be seeing things fall apart. They've only lost, they've lost 5 on this side. They haven't picked up a single CT one yet, and we are seeing the same as Big earlier. Shocking CT side coming back with a storm on their terrorist side. And right now, Epsilon, they are looking like big. They are looking very big. Big like sharks, Tom. As they push up towards A long early on, the bomb's still going to be dropped outside of B. Be interested to see this as well. You don't typically see the triple A with the bomb outside of B unless these players are going to hurry up and split in towards the ramp. You usually see the bomb up towards long and then the distraction players coming in through connector. But Mini's going to finally make that AWP work. Takes the first kill to Draken and man advantage for Pride.
Not the way that this was supposed to start. Barber He's got his trusty MAC-10 yet again. I go try and get close and personal. Hot Flash is trying to deny him any close range. Obviously, it's SMG versus SMG. The MAC-10 will rule supreme. That's going to even up the man advantage. Luz looking to go a little bit more aggressive over towards that A site to try and catch off Freddy. He's going to check the angle, and that's an instant headshot once again. Exus there to trade, so still the 3 versus 3. Barber yet to upgrade his magic MAC-10. And more interestingly, has Exus spotted the bomb? He's almost standing on it. It's right there. Now he has.
Oh, Freddy, very, very close here. They're going to walk in. Exus goes down to Barbar, though, on the flank, so it's okay. Freddy makes it out alive. Going to be able to join his team out and towards the B site. Only 2 defenders left. Mini, so he's on the AWP. I'm not counting this out yet. They can drop the bomb. Morels goes down. Barbar, he gets a kill, but Beniz, he still strikes. 2 for him. Freddy gets a bomb down with just a second left to spare, and Beniz, he's just waiting for the peak. He's holding the angle, waiting for Freddy to walk into it. He exposes his legs, but Beniz still waiting, baiting out the time. He's got plenty of it, and Beniz gets the hit, gets a shot off anyway. 4 kills. Fuse as well, doesn't need a kit. And Pride, 10 rounds. Beniz with the AWP, Tom, we questioned it, but it worked.
Yeah, no, I think it was a heavy investment, but this is the man to watch. Puts himself to the top of his team. Only Freddy in front of him at the moment, but that's the man he just beat in the clutch. The problem is now their loss bonus is gone. They have to continue to win some rounds, otherwise this is going to be done and dusted. They will be set back to, well, no money town, the best pun ever in the world, and we are going to go back the bye with Epsilon. You know, like a shark.
Can't steal my memes, Tom. Up towards long, Epsilon go. It's again the same setup they had in the previous couple of rounds. It's been working out majoritarily, aside from Beniz going huge with the AWP, but he's back on it, so I'm not counting anything out. He's over towards middle though this time, switching up the position. Luz is basically in the close corner as well. Now we have players starting to push up to long there. Luz still nowhere near them for the time being. The thing is, Beniz hasn't got any focus on long, right? And neither has Luz. So right now, they could get completely, attacked from this position. They've got to be really, really worried. And that's the issue with Cobble setups, right? Because you want to go for like a double peek onto somewhere. But if you go for a double peek anywhere, double peek towards plat, double peek towards long, blah, 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 anywhere, right? You have to give up control of another area unless you have a triple stack. And you don't commonly see the triple stacks. Epsilon pulled them out on the CT side, so a few rounds in a row. But, I mean, we saw how well their CT side went. So not a great decision. Either way, Bomb going to be rotating back. They've got all these players outside of A. They're going to be ready for this one. We do finally see a bit of a rotation. Reitz has found himself into the site, so now he can focus on long, take the pressure off of Beniz, but the smokes and flashes going to go over. Reitz has to go big. He has to get 1, maybe 2. He gets a dink onto Freddy. Gets the first kill as well. Beniz going to clean up the job that Reitz started, and a man advantage for Pride, and 30 seconds left for Epsilon to get.
Yeah, the flank is also ruined. That means Barber has to go aggressive, and there's nothing he can do. Draken now left with the bomb, but other than that, there's very little he can hope to achieve in this round. Just looking to save what he has. The rest of his team will get 1900. That should allow them to get a buy on the board. If he goes down, there is no hope of getting an AWP. And, well, that would be a huge loss to their game. Don't know why he peeked there. That was a suicide play, and Luz has just taken him down. Although Freddy could actually drop one. Now that I look at it, they could risk it. It would mean they literally have no utility on the board if they go for flat AKs and an AWP. And in fact, they are just going to go with some Tech 9 so that they can get something on the board. Draken not even going to fully invest into this round. And now this is... Well, this is basically... It looks like a sort of setup to get themselves an AWP in the next. But at the same time, I think it relies on a bomb plant if it's going to be a good buy.
I was up towards long. Able to connect them to Cali early. Too much at least. Down to 70. Flash going to go over. Cali's going to move in with it. Trying to find himself the entry. Tags, or at least attempts to tag. Molly's out. Counter. Double of them as well. Cali's getting completely forced back in this position. He cannot do a thing. So many nades right, and that is going to be perfect. They're holding down these teams for the longest time possible, but they push right through the smokes anyway. Nice entry from Cali. He gets traded, but Morals is still alive. He gets himself 2 before he goes down. It's still a 2 for 2, and that's going to be a worthy trade in this position as well. They need to hold on to the drop down though, because that's where one of the players is splitting. Draken, and they will. Beniz takes him down. Luz follows up and left Barbar on the site alone. He has to go huge with 12 HP. Tom, it's just not going to happen. Pride are bringing this back after a 5-round deficit. They've got 3 in a row.
Yeah, now they can get that AWP back in play, but it's pretty similar to the buy they would have had anyway. A little bit of extra utility, a couple of extra nades, but this buy is, I wouldn't even say better than the one they had in the last round, because they could have dropped an AWP if they really wanted one. So a little bit confused. Gonna go for 2 sort of sketchy buys rather than 1 good buy. And well, that means that Pride are definitely in a good position. However, Draken with the pick, the AWP, starting things off. And so far, so good for the T side.
Very much so. Man advantage is going to be something they really need to claw this one back. They've been having their issues, and Reeds as well. Very damaged in the drop down. Barbar eventually gets dropped, but they've still done a good amount of damage. So despite getting traded, I wouldn't say that's too bad of a trade. It's not the worst, at least. No one has a man advantage, so Epsilon's still fairly favoured in this position. Not as much as they could have been. As all it's going to take is a swift molly or a single bullet to take down Reeds from this position now. The issue is he's playing a headshot angle, and that's perfect. Now he backs off in towards B as Epsilon. They rotate their own bomb around the A site. Draken still on that AWP. He's going to have support as well from Freddy. And with only 1 defender on the A site, I think they're going to realize this. Reeds has rotated back into the site to join Minis. He's only pushed towards middle. So again, we see the same issue. Epsilon did have free reign of long for so long. If they knew that, they could have instantly taken this A site without Minis being any the wiser, but they haven't. Now Reeds is at least in position, but again, Tom, we come the same issue. 5 HP on him, and he is one of the 2 defenders on the site that's being attacked, but it's a connector split that they've got to worry about first. Exus gets one, but Calais trades. Exus will fall, and now we're going to see Calais attempting to rotate back in towards his A site. The AWP is still in play, but he's going to bait out the shot. Minis overrun. Why was he staying there? Calais going to take him down. At least Reeds trades, but again, 5 HP is going to mean he's dead before he can do anything else. Morals now has to clutch out the 1v2, but the bomb is down.
Playing the time down once again will be Epsilon, but it will just work out. Calais with the split, and Draken to finish. They will even up the scoreline once again. Oh, both teams definitely hitting the brunt of the economy at the moment. We can see a buy come in for the CT side. It will mean... Actually, well, Reeds, I'm guessing he's going to drop one and play the Mag 7 himself. Still has 3,300 in the... What is this? Why are both teams doing this? I don't understand. I don't know why you wouldn't invest around the AWP. You're going to have 1,900 coming in. It means Minis can't really buy. So they're going to go again. It looking like 2 sketchy buys rather than 1 good one. Weird stuff coming in from both of these teams. And, well, Calais doesn't care if you buy an AWP. He doesn't care if you buy nothing. He'll treat you both the same with a headshot.
Calais pushing up towards long. It's going to be Morels already tagged down. He gets a kill though, only before going down instantly. Luz is now going to be alone. And he hears the player coming in from behind, but Freddy's still got the drop on him. AK versus P250, I know who I put my money on. Epsilon takes a round again. 13-12. This is just so close. And now Pride, no money to work with. This is the issue. Oh, they're still buying.
Yeah, but this is what I mean. This is what I was expecting them to do. Rather than sort of having like a few rifles, an AWP, something like that, they've now gone for a few rifles with the Mag 7. Like if Minis doesn't buy last round, it's like they wanted 2 for 1. Like that's what they wanted. They wanted 2 buys when they had the money for 1, and instead now they've got not. Like they've got neither of them has good buys. It's just a really weird way of doing things. And Epsilon did the same thing. I genuinely just don't understand why they've done that. We are looking like we're just going to have to wait a minute as we've seen a crash come in, which is a little bit unfortunate. But, yeah, really odd scenes. And unfortunately, like, I understand the 1 AWP. Like, I understand that in occasions if the rest of your team have no money and one of them has enough money to buy an AWP. Because then it's sort of like, okay, we can't buy next round anyway. Let's go for a ridiculous play and hopefully our AWP can carry them through. And with both of these teams, like Draken and Minis, both star players. So that's fine. But just buying an AWP and then have one player buy a Mag 7 when a few of your players could have bought and you don't all fully invest, just one of you fully invests. It just doesn't make any sense. And
Tom, I feel like there's only one analogy that is going to make sense. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that their knowledge of economy right now is very similar to that of a shark. Non-existent. Sharks don't know about money. Sharks don't know about buys. No, it's a fact, Tom. It's a fact. It's not sharkist if it's a fact.
Okay, I'm not even going to comment on that because that sounds like that could bring up some nice little arguments, but okay, it's not sharkist if it's a fact. Quote Hugo Byron. Just
Only sharkist, not referring to anything else there.
only counts for sharks. I don't mean anything else by that comment. But yeah.
You're trying to get me fired, Tom. I know you don't want me here, okay?
Yeah, no, I've been trying to get rid of you. That's why I'm here every day and I choose who works.
You don't choose who works. What are you even saying?
Oh no, yeah, it's my manager, Jim.
Ah, good old Jim. Well, the last player of Pride is back in the server, swift in like a shark, and it is going to be the unpause coming in just a second as we get back into this matchup. It really has been a close one, and it will continue being a close one, assuming we have good buys come up and not complete throws. But anyway, 1-0. Back to the beginning of the game, guys. We've reset on the second round of the match, so we're going to be going live.
Okay. So,
no, Pride haven't continued yet. Don't worry.
I'm still looking at just my knees with the. I was about to cry, but no, we are gonna have. Right, let's see what they do here. Are they gonna go for a similar scenario where it's still gonna be like a Mag 7 and a UMP? I think they are. Now Luz is okay. P250, first thing he bought. That blew my mind. Okay, so they're looking like they're gonna go for an identical buy to what we saw previously. Obviously, Epsilon in the lead. And the worst thing about this is, if they now win this round, we are pretty much done. Now, I want to point out, X's has actually switched his buy. So he's gone for a FAMAS instead. Previously, we actually saw him with a Mag 7 in play. So he has swapped the gun he decided to buy. At the same time, I still don't understand why they did the buy in the last round and didn't have minis on an AWP in this one. But we'll see if it works. Maybe Pride just have some crazy metagame that I don't understand. And Minis is now going to show us that the UMP is obviously much better than the AWP as he gets the first kill.
Yeah, nice close out there. Pride definitely going to be needing that pick to start off this round, and that is on the top fragger as well here for Epsilon, so a key player taken out of the equation early on. But now the rest of Epsilon, they split one player down, they drop down instantly. Morale's not holding the angle. This is going to be a free kill here for Barbar. That's nice. He's got to get more, though. He's got to make it worth his while. He can't just be happy with the equality. He needs the man advantage, Tom. And Exus rotating back into the connector. No, Barbar's denied him as well. Luz does trade things out on the site, but he gets dropped instantly by Rez. 10 HP on the man left, and Barbar, he's just coming out of that drop down with another kill to Reet. Bomb going to be planted. Maniz is the last man standing, and he's wrapping around towards Long, but Rez is already holding the angle. So even if he gets his kill, the information is passed on to Epsilon.
Almost a slam dunk onto Rez, and well, I think after not getting that kill, that will be the decision. I reckon if he got that one, he would have gone for something there. It is Minis. The thing that's interesting now is the exact thing that I said has now come about. So we're going to go into the 14th round. Now, there's a decision to be made. Either they can force around this AK with about 2,400 plus whatever they have on each player, plus whatever minis could drop. So that'll be probably a FAMAS, maybe a couple of UMPs, something of the sort, and play for the win. Or they could just let him have that AK, wait another round, get 2,900 into the bank, and play for OT. Either way, I feel like they've screwed themselves somehow in the last couple of rounds with what they actually did with their buys, rather than the way they played the rounds. I don't think there was anything. He actually goes for the double UMP. I'm quite happy he did that, because obviously 2 UMPs better than 1 FAMAS. I don't think anybody can argue that. But they're going to go for the buy. So they're playing for the win. OT is not even on their minds.
No. I don't blame them, really. They've got an okay buy. Like, on the CT side, you can make this work. If you just play defensive, don't let players get picked. Yeah, they can play for it. They can play for the win. They have to play for OT. If they had, like, $1,900, that's when you'd see them playing for OT, because there's just nothing you can do to win that round. Not realistically, not reliably. And I like the setup. 3 over towards Long. We have Rez and Freddy starting to push up, but they have a lot of players to deal with. Nice kill from Luz. Quick trade from Freddy. And Minis goes big. There's another player going in the way of Pride. The bomb not dropped, but they've taken the man advantage at the cost of a lot of health, yes. But I can't help but say that that was worthy for Pride. 3 players remaining. Epsilon.
They still have position over towards drop, though. And we've seen how deadly Barber has been in this exact position. Still has control of the bomb. Barber's actually going to go looking towards A-Long. Try and take some sort of control. Now, just looking at the position of these players, Barber is literally just playing this sort of lurk role, trying to be a bane in the side, and he's going to lose that battle as well. This means that soon Morels is likely to have a few players coming in his direction. He does have support. The flank is already in as well from Maniz. They are getting absolutely surrounded. And this is looking like Pride are going to get themselves a 13th.
Maniz drops Kali. Draken overwhelmed here. Got to hold 2 angles. Maniz pushing in, and he's low HP, but he still gets a kill. Draken not able to take him down with the Tech 9, and Pride 13 to 14 here. They are doing phenomenal stuff here on these CT side. As Epsilon, they're able to buy. They can drop a couple of rifles over to players like Kali and Freddy B. Don't have a lot of cash, and that's what we're going to be seeing here. I assume Barber's going to throw him over to Freddy, and yeah, okay, you can do that. Not sure why you go for the Galil. Maybe just get a few more nades. But, oh, okay, he was just $50 off. That's rip. But either way, still a decent buy coming up here for the Epsilon side. However, Pride, they look impossible that they could be securing 14-14 here.
I'm liking their setup at the moment, though. It may not be the right read, but they've gone for a little bit more of a gamble. They're playing 3 players over towards long at the moment. Clearly had some problems with their A site, so they're just going to try and isolate that. Freddy's going to go pushing alone. The problem is there are now 4 players edging their way over towards B. Now, they're relying a lot on the 2 players here to try and hold this one down. Not yet making their presence known, throwing some nades out, but the T side yet to really take any sort of map control. But now they go down into drop. They've taken a little bit over as well. They've got some flashbangs ready to throw into the B site. And although there is a rotation coming in from Maniz, it's all going to come down to this bait. And look at Freddy. Just the couple of shots that he shot there, it's actually pulls Maniz back. And now the push is going to come in. There's nothing that can be done. Morels is already down and out. Reeks will be able to trade one back, but he quickly falls. Maniz finally gets in with the rotation. But they have technically lost the sight, but the bomb hasn't yet crossed.
Yeah, and that's going to be the hardest part as well. With no smokes, Epsilon can't really get to the site with the angle being held by Maniz, but Draken pushes through the edge. Going to be able to take him down. Luz and Exus now, last 2 men standing. Exus the only man even close to the site. You can see Epsilon instantly relinquishing the control towards drop down. Barbar leaving that position. He doesn't need to fight towards there. Pride have to make the decision. Do we want to go for it? And after that kill, I don't think they will. Luz might have to back off here. Tagged down by the York. They don't know where he is. Can't get anything. He has a player coming in from behind as well. He needs to realize this. Draken spamming away on the site with the Orb, and he's going to be able to close it. Even so, Luz, if he tried to escape from there, Barbar would have been right behind through the drop down. So Epsilon 15 rounds. They take map points. Pride, not a lot of money to buy. They can still get something considerable. It's not enough to go for a buy.
AWP actually bought up by Exus, so he's going to play Glass Cannon. Not going to drop it over to Maniz, but at the same time, it would have meant that he was playing either just a pistol or very little else. So he's just going to go for the peek over towards this B site. But it's looking like a bit of a faster push coming out at the moment. All 5 players. There's nobody over towards this A site whatsoever. They're just going to try and trade this one out as a team. They know they have the better buy in this scenario, but are they going to be prepared for an AWP? That's the real question. The answer so far is no. Exus does the damage. Morales actually manages to get another one. They've got a 2-man advantage, and nothing has yet been achieved by this T-side. Maniz, he's just going to go pure aggro. Even finds another, picks up an AK, trades out one more, leaves it down to Draken. He's going to try and do this all alone, and the answer is no. 15-14. The T's now with the weak economy, and Pride, they're looking to try and take this to OT.
And they are getting very close. Very, very close. With Epsilon not really with a lot of money on their T-side buy here, I'm assuming that Pride should be able to bring this to 15-15. But again, it's hard to make assumptions when we've had so many backwards, lopsided, and upside-down rounds. Things are getting confusing as a shark trying to play CS, Tom, because no one has an idea what's going on. Epsilon pushing back into middle again.
Oh, what, you're talking about the Finns?
There are no Finns in this game, Tom. It's Poles versus Swedes. Okay? Bad meme. If this was iGame, that would be a good one, and I would have laughed, but I'm not going to. But I'm going to laugh at Luz, because he's got himself 2 kills towards long. Epsilon, on their last chance to close out this map, they are going to be completely mown down. Don't even check the angle. Draken tries to make things work, and he will jump into the site. So Maniz gets tagged with the orb, but he still gets a kill. And as Bogdan would, Tom's happy to hear, he's going to pick up that AWP. 2 versus 3. Pride, still with great positioning. Rate is going to drop res. And now Draken surely down and out.
Map number 1. supposed to be the surefire win for Epsilon. It's not going to be done in normal time. We are going to OT. And, well, Pride definitely showing up. Had a good T side. Probably could have done a little bit better. Just the way that the rounds went. But it is going to go to 15-15. So either way, we're going to overtime. Money has been a problem for both of these teams. So it would be nice, at least for the first couple of rounds, for this not to be a factor. We will get to see both our primary AWPers with that magical green gun in their hands. Although I reckon neither of them probably have it green because they have a nice amount of money.
Yeah, and obviously, again, for those wondering, if you miss out on the first 2 rounds and you buy an AWP both those rounds, you're not going to have one for the third. So it's very important that we see a 1-1 here just to start things off so both teams have enough money to buy for the third.
It's actually a double AWP. Exes has picked his up again. He did very well in that previous round when he went for that glass cannon. Managed to hold down that site with a little help from Maniz. Actually a gap in that smoke. Question is Rez going to check? Timing. Not quite there. Doesn't manage to connect this shot. Meantime, the bomb is actually rotating back, but it will be Rez to start things off. Actually onto Reets. The AWP is still there. Draken's found another one. It's leaving him very isolated, and he will in fact fall back. They've got the man advantage. He doesn't need to go for anything over aggro here. Almost catches Luz as he fades away.
And still, Luz picks up the AWP on the exit. Now, the thing is, this is dangerous. It's good, obviously, considering he's tagged up a bit. But at the end of the day, if they have to retake, they've got a double AWP. And that is going to be far from perfect. The lucky position, though, is B. As you can see, they start to rotate the bomb. Yet to commit, but I think it's going to be a B play at this point. They've got 2 players over there towards drop. Oh, Luz, he makes it worth it. Picks up the kill onto Rez. Again, still tagged up, but he makes it work. Now back in towards A he goes, leaving the AWP on Exus, over towards B alone. Callie's already found himself on the site. Exus going to spot these players out towards long. He sees him hopping across. He has to back off. Now he's going to call for the rotation again. Luz, he's moving back and forth like a train, but Exus gets taken down. It's Luz to now push himself back into the site. Morals joining him over towards a drop down. And the Molotov's going in, but Morals can still push in. Callie takes him. Luz, surely he should save this gun. There's no way he can go for it. He's so out in the open. Callie going to be able to go big. 3 for the man. And Epsilon 16-15, taking the first round of OT.
Yeah, the problem at the moment is the fact that, well, they're going to go for this investment. If they lose this next round, it's not that they're not even going to have AWPs. They're not going to have anything on the CT side. The CT side of MR3 10K is pretty brutal. If you lose 2 rounds in a row, you get hit by that economy. On the T side, you can normally get away with it a little bit more. Now we are going to see that single AWP. We talk about the AWPers so far. It's been Maniz, it's been Exus. Now we have a little bit of Morels.
Morels is going to go big for the first kill. Callie gets dropped as he jumps out of that broken wall. Still plenty more players to trade him out. Morel's not able to back off in this position. That's the issue. So they should be able to flush him out, apparently. But apparently isn't good enough because he gets himself 2. Maniz on the flank as well. A couple of fast frags. And Freddie B, he's so tagged up. He gets himself a couple. But surely he can't make anything out of this round. It's Pride to get their own. We've actually seen the 1-1 that I was hoping we would. Now both teams can buy up for the last round. And that is going to be very, very good. But obviously Pride losing a little bit of cash after they lost a couple of players. Still able to buy up with these M4s. And Epsilon saved a bit of money after winning the first round. So we're seeing a buy from them too. Draken back on the AWP. This is a very default buy here from the T's. Nothing to spice things up. We need to see Ainsley for that kind of advice. And Pride, almost 4 kits. So not too bad of a buy. But no double AWP on Exus this time.
Yeah, Morels managing to start things off for his team previously. Looking too good. Round at least. Barber is going to get spotted. Doesn't actually lose any HP in the meantime. Waiting. Freddy actually taking a little bit of map control. Luz is close, but will in fact fall away. And while Maniz, he has been one of the stars of the show. 28 kills in fact, but he will get his 23rd death at the hands of Draken. Does in fact tag him down to just 8 HP, but make a difference when he's the one standing at the end of this round. We are looking at Luz as well. He's got to be very careful. Rez is just waiting around the corner, and that's already going to be both players dead over towards his A site. They will be able to take one player down in the form of Barber, but other than that, it's looking a little bit worrying. We will see a straight rotation from Calais. He's not even going to try and challenge drop anymore. Nexus, he's going to fall as well. Looking like this round is set in stone. Morel's the only one to try and challenge this. He's got his AWP. Got 4 to find.
Yeah, and that's the last round, so he can't even save in this one. He has to go for it, and to be honest, I think his efforts may go in vain. The smoke going to dissipate, but another flashbang put down just to delay him a little bit longer. I mean, he's sitting here going, what could I do? Let's just get some ADR instead, maybe, guys. Pushes him. First kill to Freddy. What is he doing, though? He's taking his time, and he's taking way too long of it. Pushes back in for more, and Draken lines up the AWP shot. Even jumping, he hits the headshot. Epsilon going to be able to get themselves to 17 rounds. A nice T-side from them. But all I'm thinking is, why couldn't they do this before OT, Tom?
Well, the interesting thing is both teams, obviously 9-6ing. It was the weaker side for the CT, either way. So now we get to see is with the money, can Epsilon step things up? Now, we were talking about this AWP of Draken not having too much of an impact over on that CT side. He has definitely stepped it up on T. I think when you actually look at the scorelines, with the maximum kills being 28 and the lowest being 17, there's no real underperformer in this match so far. X is definitely having some impactful rounds, and only 5 kills the difference. So everybody fragging, and we speak of Draken. Well, clearly he heard us. Not going to get traded out as of yet. Going to fall back and hold a different angle. Looking to try and start things off with a bang. And, oh, hello.
Nice job from Maniz. Trade things out. There's still a close position player over towards this left angle outside of mid. It's going to be Barber. Draken's still up on long as well, so he's at least got the flank of Barber. He's not got anything to worry about him being pincered. And Draken, namely, going to be potting off another shot. Not able to connect this time. That's a bit of an issue. Barber pushes in towards middle. Nice reaction from him. Takes down Maniz. Flashes himself out of that position as well. And Draken holds out towards long. So Pride, down a man. And no advantage here as Draken mollies out there. Recapturing this long angle. Now he's waiting for the push from Private. Nothing will be coming down. Draken instead just holding back into middle, replacing Barbar's angle. They're just swapping left and right. He gets himself another one to reach, and now Luz, he's got a trade, but Barbar, he's got to check this close angle. He does, gets the kill. Now it's a combat for Pride, but there's still a long road ahead.
Got 3 players to find. Actually, I like this call. They're going to go rotating back towards the B side. Seems like Rez has got the right idea. We'll just fall back as nobody begins to push towards him. All he really needs to do is find one. As long as he gets one, his job is done, because then the 2 players can look to retake together. He is going to hear them make the call to his team to bring them on. Will they know that he's round this pillar? No, they will not. He finds the first. Actually reloads in the open. A little bit risky from him, but he is just going to be able to play this with his team. In fact, gets both players more than he was expected to do. And that will bring map point onto Epsilon once again.
And now they just need to close out one more round, and they have 2 to play with. Pride, they need to bring this back to 18-18 if they want to continue in this map. Otherwise, Cobble's going to be going here to the Swedes. And, I mean, Epsilon have been playing with the map points before. They haven't been able to close it out, but this time they really have the economy in their favour, and that's a difference. They haven't had this in their chance. Obviously, there are other times they've had 15 rounds. They've kind of had weaker buys. And on that T side as well, it's more difficult to hold, to at least get rounds on, at least for some teams. Either way, close position from Freddy. Flash going to go out. Also, it's a smoke down the middle. Flash not going over just yet. Luz looking closer. He is going to set up a flashbang. You're going to hear that draw with the pin. Freddy just holding the angle. Luz yet to commit onto this. They're going to have 2 men to trade. Barbar work over towards B. Luz gets the entry on Freddy, though. There's the kill. Barbar rotates after he loses his teammate over towards the other side of the map. And now it's going to be a 4-on-4 as we see a 2-2 setup from Epsilon. Make that a 2-1 as Morals takes down another on A. Or B, sorry. That's Draken with the AWP out for the count. And Kali as well, peeking into Maniz. What was the need for that shift? He's going to go down 4-on-2 now. Epsilon are losing men.
This is interesting from Barbie. He's trying to go for the trigger control. The problem is now he gets spotted. He's going to try and swing back, but both peek him at once. Nice idea. The execution isn't quite there. And now Rez, well, he's got to make the decision. There's not a whole lot of money over on that CT side. Don't want to just throw this one away based on what will be a singular play for him. Kali could really use that rifle going into the next round. Not really going to do too much damage to the T's, although maybe dropping 1 could help them out a little bit, but don't really expect too much to be done in this position by Rez. They do now know exactly where it is. They're actually going to look to push him from behind. Luz very low on HP, so really worth going for too much here. And, well, trying to push through the Hall of Death seemed like a little bit of a risky thing to do.
And he's going to pay the price. Now we see it again, Tom. Yeah, Pride back up on the buy. And now we're going to see a very good chance for them to actually close this out into another OT. Epsilon seem to have given up another map point. Again, it's not over till it's over, and the double up will be pulled out. So a bit of a switch up here for the CT side, but it's still a really good avenue for attack for Pride. One of the orbs posted up towards the B site. It's going to be Freddy going back towards Chicken Coop. And again, Draken, as he has been doing, holding up towards Long on the A site. X is looking like he wants to flash in at least. Luz is set up. And X is playing the anti-flash role. But they just seem to be waiting for aggression at the moment. Not committing to anything. Flash goes out. Exus doesn't commit. Baiting out a shot maybe from Draken. Nothing will go through. And they'll just play in this one very, very slowly here on the Pride side. No, don't blame them. This is a very important round.
To see whether or not Draken will be the first to get that pick. We have seen a push into drop in the meantime, but in fact it's going to be Cali. Starts off with one, gets the second as well. There's no counter for this as of yet. They're going to try and rotate back around, but he hasn't even taken that much damage. Going to go back towards this B site, but there's already 2 players ready and waiting. They're really relying on Reitz to do something from this drop position, but he's looking a little bit surrounded. Obviously, Freddy still has himself that AWP, the secondary AWP that they don't really expect to be here yet. Although Draken, to be fair, hasn't actually shot off any bullets to actually let them know that the AWP is over on the A site. Instead, they're going to go pushing out. Flash does absolutely nothing. Both kills coming in for Freddy. One more, make it 3. And that is going to be the first map going the way of Epsilon, but nowhere near the level of dominance that we expected.
No, wow, really good stuff from Pride, at least to get it to OT, but they're just going to fall a bit short there in the final round. Obviously, the game's not over, though. We do have another map coming up in just a second, and that is going to be Inferno. This should be the one that Pride will potentially stomp on. They have been doing extremely well on this new map. Well, we'll be having a look at that just after the break in a few minutes. Be sure to stick around, guys. Follow the channel, and we'll see you shortly.